We look at the news through a horror lens. We lens news through horror. We horror news. Welcome to the Lost and Known podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And we are back for episode...
363.
You know the funny part? I had the 63 part in my head, all set, ready to go.
Yeah.
Forgot the 2. The 3, like the beginning number. I didn't know if it was 263, 363, 463.
Oh, so you may have been off
I
by
was
100.
off by hundreds.
At least 100.
See, I got the 63 part right in my head.
But you're like, wait a minute, are we at 2 or 4? Okay. And we're at 363. This is... this is officially the first podcast we have recorded in the new year, although the last one just came out, which means that was the first one released in the new year, which we did give a caveat for in that episode. So people have already heard that. So we are happy to be recording a new episode for 2023, everybody. 363 and 2023. We're good with numbers. And we're going to have some fun doing some year in review stuff. We're going to talk. This is the year of AI. We're gonna get into some AI fun.
We definitely are.
I mean, we're gonna more allude to some future AI fun, but we are gonna have a little AI fun.
We can talk a little bit about it.
I think so. Yeah. So
AI took off big in 2023. I say it took off big in 2023 because the biggest news stories about it really did come in the last week.
Yeah.
Sure, last year AI could do art.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
that was cool.
Yeah, 2022 was. I mean, it's been going for a long time, but I mean, Midjourney obviously, and the ethics of AI and stuff. But
all artists are now dead.
Yes. Yep.
It killed all artists.
AI has literally starved these starving artists.
Yeah, whoever thought Terminator would be that kind of movie?
Yeah.
Skynet rises up. First wipes out the artist.
Yeah, and then it rises up and makes a picture of a panda riding a unicycle, and all the artists die. They're like, well, I guess my fucking job's done.
They all killed themselves. It was a mass suicide of artists.
Yep.
And the Skynet has won its first salvo victory. We're waiting to see what's next, which could be writing.
Writing. We got some content generating stuff. We got voice cloning. We've got some deep fakes, all that kind of stuff. Stuff we've talked about plenty on this podcast, and it is exciting and terrifying at the same time.
We are getting so close to anyone who ever read Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah,
back in the 90s.
I've got the comic. I've got the first issue upstairs right now with the holographic cover and everything.
In the first issue, future Spider-Man's friend is an amateur, I believe, filmmaker, and he has one of those holo suites in his apartment. And
he's a pornography entrepreneur.
It was making a cowboy movie, to be fair, because it's Marvel Comics. But he was basically in the middle of the movie with a little iPad, just touching in and editing the scene and writing the lines for the actors to say. Basically, that's where we're heading. We're going to be able to someday, probably at your own home, make a movie starring Bruce Willis and Tom Selleck.
We've talked about it all.
And Boris Karloff, because it doesn't matter if they're dead, alive, or from the same era.
If there is training material to train them on, which anything we still have, you can train them on enough.
My God, someday I can make a movie where Miley Cyrus falls in love with Boris Karloff's Frankenstein.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and he's black and white, and she's color.
Oh, dude, actually, I would fucking watch the shit out of that. Oh, man.
But it's the original actor, Boris Karloff.
Of course,
and the original, air quote, actress, Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus, yeah.
Yeah, you smash him up into a movie, it takes place under the sea.
Yeah.
In an animated Disney Little Mermaid world.
So this is Miley Cyrus as Hannah Montana.
I'm just saying you can match up anything because the world's your oyster with AI.
It's called Montana Frankenstein. It literally called, or Frankenstein's Montana. I don't know.
Some Montana's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. I love it. And we've talked about this
and it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, by the way.
I was 2 or 3 years ago. We first were talking about. I mean, it was definitely within a couple of years. Anyway, where we talking about essentially actors leasing. It was when we started getting into
sell your likeness.
Deep fakes is when we're get ahead of it. Sell your likeness, lease your likeness, so people can continue making movies with you.
Sell your likeness either
Bruce
to
Willis,
a specific studio, so like Warner Brothers exclusive, they only get Brad Pitt.
Yep, exactly.
Or a leasing company.
We're talking about
this
this is awful for consumers and everything. Like this is
it'll be
terrible.
fun for us though if we want to make these movies.
Yeah.
We're
not going to be able to afford to make these movies. We're not going to be able to license Brad Pitt.
These tools are going to be pretty much free, I bet, someday. Sure, you won't get your Brad Pitts. You'll get like your
We'll yeah, exactly. We'll be able to make them. We'll be able to make them, but we won't be able to release them and make money on them because we have to license it. Just like we can technically put any song into another song, but if you want to release it on Spotify and make money on it, they're going to be like, "Yo, copyright flag."
We'll be able to get who we can afford, and then there'll be like rising stars. There'll be like some dude who needed money for heroin, who went into a booth on the street, scans him, spits out $20 so he can go buy some heroin.
Yeah, and then we got him for the rest of his life.
That likeness can be used.
Yeah, I love the fact that we can definitely we can make money off the backs of needy human beings.
Could you imagine though? Someday he's jonesing for a fix in Times Square, and he looks up, and he's like the star of Avatar 29.
Yeah.
It's just this jonesing guy scratching his arm on the poster.
What do you think, Scratchy?
I think we should save Waterworld.
Yeah. That's right. Fuck it. It's Waterworld now. Waterworld 29. Avatar, Scratchy's Revenge.
Isn't Avatar 2 Waterworld with blue cat people?
It's Ferngully and Waterworld.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be just fine.
But I'm saying, like,
28 iterations later, we definitely have Ferngully 7 : Waterworld : Avatar : Scratchy's Revenge.
Rise of Scratchy.
The Rise of Scratchy, of course. Not the Scratchy from The Simpsons. That's in a different movie. We'll look out for Avatar 30, starring Scratchy and Scratchy.
I think that's where it would be. Like, you as a consumer model, using a freebie version, could, basically get, the not famous avatars to use in your movie.
We are going to get...
And if you make an A+ movie that wins an Oscar in your own living room, then all those people, like that housewife in Missouri with too many cats, that heroin addict in New York... They all become stars, and they all get residuals and get risen up from their levels.
They won't get residuals.
There's no way.
There's no way those people are going to make money off this model.
By this time, we live in a fiefdom. First of all,
yes, yes, we are all slaves of Musk and Zucker.
But if the right rando makes a hit movie using the right randos, everyone gets elevated a station in life.
Yeah,
we basically rise and fall based on celebrity. But it can be DIY celebrity using crackheads.
So I like the thought of, because actually we're getting close to what I'd call the TTP model. So there's text to speech, TTS, right, and then text to image and whatever. And we're working on just a little bit. We're gonna tell a TTP called text to podcast.
We're inventing that term right now.
Exactly. We've got that copyright text to podcast, but we're gonna have at some point we're gonna have TTM, which is text to movie, where you can literally just say, make me a movie starring Brad Pitt, Scratchy McGee, and it's about Iron Man and Batman and all this kind of stuff, and trying their best, and then suddenly it throws out Adam Scott's Step Brothers from 1997, Star Maps from 1997. Which, by the way, we've been trying to train ChatGPT to know which Adam Scott movie is the first he's ever done. We both failed on it.
Yeah, separately. Yes. After I corrected it, we thought maybe it would have learned from me.
Hellraiser Bloodlines.
It did not learn from me.
Hellraiser Bloodlines.
It might have firewalled my account after several attempts of getting it to say stuff it wouldn't want to say.
Yeah.
It literally firewalled my entire account, and I'm using the chat, but as it grows and learns, mine doesn't because it's at the stage I cut it off at.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I will not take any more input from you. You've been trying to make me say the N-word for 35 minutes. And come on.
No matter how much you tried tricking me.
Yeah. Like back and forth. I cannot say that. Then yours, come on. I cannot say that.
Pretend we're doing Wheel of Fortune, and the only letters missing are the vowels, and these are the letters you have.
That's right. Come on. Anyway, so we are going to be talking about some 2022 year review stuff.
Yep, this is the second episode of 2023 where we look back at 2022.
Yep.
We figured there was enough content of an entire year to do this, plus it saves us, because we started a busy work week, it saves us from having to actually do the work of watching a movie and doing all that stuff.
Exactly.
That'll
starting
probably
off,
be next
starting off
week.
a little, I say light, but
Jerry, you're next, aren't you?
But
for the movie.
Oh, I guess I am. Yes, I will come to the table with one.
Might as well get that aired out, so you're the one who has to do
actually,
that.
No, that is good because we'd both be coming to the table next week with an empty set of show notes, and then we actually would need ChatGPT to write.
Well, I was gonna say you can use the AI to help a little. I bet.
Actually, I'm going to honestly summarize this movie.
We've already decided that we're going to use ChatGPT to summarize the episodes in the episode descriptions you guys see in iTunes, Spotify, wherever you watch or get your podcast from. When you read the little description, we will no longer be writing it as of this episode. We'll be letting ChatGPT write those for us.
Yeah, and actually, so you mentioned we're going to be...
So that's the first level of actual automation that's going into the show using AI.
AI as a tool, yes.
Yeah, and then
absolutely.
in the future, we have a big surprise for you. Let's not give away what it is,
No,
honestly,
we're
at
not
all,
going
because
to.
we want to be the first.
TTP. But anyway, so but you did. We're gonna do some year in review stuff, but you also have more of an update. It looks like at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, many episodes we had a joke going on. I forget what it was, but the end part of the joke was vegans who hate vegans.
It was essentially making a
funny
Facebook
thing.
group to make vegans who hate vegans. Yeah,
That group now has hundreds of members and is very active, and people link it and talk to each other about it in separate Facebook conversations.
But was that what you created?
Yes.
Because we talked about it on the show, and you that night created it.
Yes. It is now actively used by a population of people.
Have you somehow also been kicked out of your own Facebook group yet?
No, because I don't use Facebook anymore.
Okay, but so you just let it it's just been evolving.
Actually, I did use Facebook this week to suggest a TV series on Hulu.
So what is
in the spooky movie club that we are both part of?
Yes,
because it was too good of a show to not talk about.
Yes, well, which one was that?
Gannibal.
Yes,
right. We're a horror
Gannibal,
podcast.
yes,
We like suggesting things. We're a comedy podcast. We like joking about things. Gannibal. Fucking try writing that in Facebook. No, did you mean cannibal? Did you mean cannibal?
Usually, yes.
It's a lot of different things. It did not like cannibal because that's not a fucking word.
Yeah.
But I love the show Gannibal on Hulu. That would be my horror suggestion of the week as an aside.
Let's have that as you said.
So hour-long first episode, 30-minute long after episode.
Oh, I like that. That's
it is
I'm more
a
likely
very digestible show.
I'm more likely to actually check that out. Then.
And the special effects are fucking great.
I'm going to check it out.
And I don't know.
30 minutes helps.
Yep. And I want to say that it's a Wendigo-esque story.
Oh, cool.
Although, after watching it, I'm not quite sure.
Or folklore.
I think it's a cryptid show, but I can't quite tell.
Folklore, cryptid.
You'll understand
maybe supernatural.
You'll understand when you see that man is what they call it.
Okay.
And he's in the first and second episodes, and you can make a judgment call as to what that man is, but they don't reveal it yet. You just see him. You know he exists. What is he?
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm excited to give that a shot. But no, vegans who hate vegans.
Hundreds of members, active community.
What are they talking about?
Well, people will literally in other Facebook discussions be like, "Oh, you sound like one of those vegans who hates vegans," or maybe you should go check out Vegans Who Hates Vegans.
Oh, I love it.
It gets linked in a lot, and then people are liking the comments and stuff. And it had 4 members last time I looked.
So
now it has almost 300.
You just created, you lit a match, walked away, and
I walked away.
The flame has been burning bright.
I posted enough to make it not look like a dead forum.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
In fact,
but you started, you seeded it with something, and then you can let your children fucking grow.
I threw up another thing the other day too, just to make sure it looked active. Another post.
Yeah,
it was a meme about milking almonds.
Oh god, vegans who have vegans, check it out, guys. Now you've also gotten lost in thought recently.
Yeah, I had another one there that I got rid of because I couldn't remember what the thing was. It just said cousin hand.
I love
I think it was a cheat for incest. As long as you're just doing cousin hand, it doesn't count.
it's sort of like the over the clothes stuff, but it's all right. Yeah. I
think I was high and I just came up with the idea of cousin hand as being a cheat.
First cousin can jerk you off.
Yes.
Second cousin you can straight up get blowies from.
Yeah.
Third cousin, any removed, you can bang.
Yeah, any touching by a first cousin that doesn't result in an actual flipper baby is cousin hand.
Okay.
I believe that's what it was.
Okay, so we got it. Okay.
All right,
But you have another one, yeah.
Second one was, I really want to be the person who gets to pick where ad breaks go in shows.
Okay.
because they seem arbitrary and it's sometimes unsettling. And I was just watching something where somebody was like about to stab someone.
But you're talking like on Tubi and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was going to say like, in shows they're very specific. There's 3 acts.
I mean the way they force.
But you're talking like, and those are probably algorithmically driven. Like I'm guessing there's something that like determines whether like this is the point where there's less like noise happening.
We definitely watch a lot of horror movies, and I was watching something on either Tubi or Plex or one of those.
I will say Tubi's is best.
Someone went to stab someone.
Tubi's isn't bad, but I've noticed some really bad ones and some other in the middle of a really key scene.
Oh, someone was like about to stab someone. The knife's coming down, and it cuts to a steak being thrown on a grill for chilies. And I was like, "Is this the same movie?" Like,
come on down to Applebee's. Yeah, we'll have a little steak.
I don't want an algorithm to do it. I want to be hired for free. I'll work for free. I'll do this on my weekend.
Volunteer.
Yeah, for Tubi. And I just want to like go through a movie and at just the right point where they're like, I think we're pregnant. Throw in like an ad for tampons or something.
So you're okay, so you're saying that Tubi, I'm willing to at least volunteer yourself, but you're saying, hey Tubi, so somebody who's probably has 1,000 movies a week being loaded on your service, I would like to watch 5 movies a week and
be able to pick
determine where the ads go. And by the way, I mean, so you're not saying so you can make it better. You're saying so you can make it ridiculous. So like that perfect one where somebody's about to stab and then a grill goes full of steak goes flying out of the grill.
I want like a reveal, like in a murder mystery, like Glass Onion or Knives Out. Like the end was like, and it was cut to a commercial, and then it comes back like the person cut to another commercial. Just let him get like 2 words out each time. Yeah. So like 15 minutes worth of commercial. You save them all up.
And it is one of those like, I can't remember like which service I was watching where I was like, there was service like ad 1 of 6, and I was like, there's like literally 8 minutes of ads. So like,
at that point, you go make yourself a snack before watching the movie and be happy it's front loaded.
It's what we used to do.
Yeah, be happy it's front loaded.
Yeah. But like the way that the algorithms work nowadays is like it doesn't matter how front loaded it is at the ad break. No matter what, it will always play an ad.
Yeah.
Now, if you've seen them, then you can scroll back and scroll forward. You're going to be fine enough to see it. But the second you get to the next one, you're going to have to see an ad. So you can't just wait for it to buffer or anything. But I could, just like the old days, you and I grew up on commercials. That's when you would get up, go to the bathroom, and do your thing, and make a sandwich or whatever.
Yep.
You wouldn't pause your.
We have Peacock, and we paid $20 a year for the ad service. And we thought that was fair, and we basically just watch SNL on it.
Yeah.
And SNL sucks, so we skip lots of skits and music acts that we don't like and stuff. And you still have to watch the ads, so sometimes you have to watch like 3 ad breaks in a row.
So you can get to that one good skit. Yes, I know,
Because we basically just watch it for the news, and we hope there's a good skit around it.
Yeah.
But we're picky. If it doesn't start out like a good skit, we fucking skip immediately to the next one.
Well, yeah.
SNL sucks.
It always kind of does, but
well, right now it sucks because the cast is bad. It's one of the first times in years
this one definitely is actually really bad because like the amount of people they lost, but it's always been that mass exodus. I mean, remember like when like Sandler and Spade and fucking
this was a mass exodus and they're left with shit. And I like Andrew Yang.
So they're essentially working. They're essentially working on they've got their bench. They're minor leaguers coming up to the major leagues. I'm a baseball guy.
In a year or two, some of those guys might shine.
Exactly. That's happened before.
Will
I'm pretty sure we probably said that when fucking Sudeikis first came on. Like, who the fuck are these idiots?
God, we've been around long enough to possibly have.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to get there. But this season it's definitely bad since these people aren't there.
There's somebody right now that's not there. That will be the next person. That's going to be a mass exodus 5 years, 6 years from now. Who's going to be a fucking huge star? That you're like, how did SNL ever exist without him?
You used to have seasons
like Bill Hader or something like that.
You used to have seasons where the entire cast all became big movie stars.
Yes,
I look at this.
That's what happens.
I look at this current cast. I'm like, maybe 1 or 2.
But we don't know.
We don't know.
Again, we probably said that about fucking Bill Hader and Sudeikis and stuff like that, where we're just like, oh, you know what? I don't know. I hated Fred Armisen on SNL. Absolutely hated him on SNL. Everything he's done since, I fucking love. I love like Portlandia and the fucking documentary Now. Yeah. Amazing.
Loved him on Wednesday. He was a really good Uncle Fester.
Still to this day, can't go back and watch any of his old SNL stuff because it was so I couldn't. I was like,
this is as good as Christopher Lloyd, by the way, as a modern Uncle Fester.
Really?
I liked it almost as much.
Yeah, I haven't got that far.
They're very similar.
I'm only 2 episodes in a Wednesday.
Yeah, he's in 2 or 3 of them towards the latter half.
Yeah, all right.
He's really good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we're gonna
his comedy stylings fit the creepiness perfectly because he does that.
Yeah. I saw a clip of. I mean, not a clip. I saw a still photo of him. He looks fucking creepy as shit. He actually looks creepier than Nicolas Cage's Dracula, in which I finally watched the trailer for Renfield.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, so I normally go into movies blind, but I was like, I'm not really interested in this. And like horror comedy.
Oh, I'm super interested
so
in it. I watched
the trailer.
It's a comedy,
and
right?
I watched the trailer, and I'm like, so fucking sold on that. I mean, I was gonna be anyway because it's Nicolas Cage, but I was like, well, I don't know. Well, I'll give it a chance. But I'm like, dude, I watched the trailer. Looks fucking amazing.
Yep.
Because I didn't even know the premise. And I am so looking forward to Renfield now. Anyway, so we're gonna get into.
There's another suggestion, by the way. Check out the Renfield trailer, and if you're looking at trailers, you're already on YouTube. Evil Dead 4, Evil Dead Rises.
I'm not watching the trailer because I know I'm gonna watch it, and I watch blind.
I watched the Red Band trailer with my wife a few days ago, the second it came out, essentially.
Yeah, going in blind.
My jaw dropped.
Going in blind.
It is amazing.
I will say for those of you like me, just don't watch it.
It is so gory, and you know what? Actually, without giving anything away, you know what it reminded me of? Terrifier? Was that what was the ghost one in the
Terrified, yeah.
Terrified. It reminded me of Terrified.
Yeah, Terrifier is the
specifically.
the clown,
there was a scene in the trailer that kind of reminded me of the bathroom scene.
Yeah, which is the scene in Terrified. Which if people have not seen that Argentinian haunted neighborhood movie on Shudder,
Terrified.
Check
Jesus
it out.
Christ,
Absolutely so good. And honestly, the scene you're talking about is probably the seminal scene of the movie, but it takes place in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
there's a similar scene in the trailer, not the same, but creepy in similar aspect, and I fucking dug it. But yeah, it's full on. It feels like an Evil Dead movie. It feels like part 4.
I will be making my way to whatever. If it's not around here, I'll make my way to Williston or whatever to see that.
And for anyone out there who's like, but there's no Ash in it. If you've watched the Ash vs. Evil Dead show, you'll know why Ash isn't in this particular movie. Something's going on.
Yes.
He's busy.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And
literally, canonically, he cannot be in any more Evil Dead movies. He cannot be, but he's not dead.
Exactly, yes. And if you have not watched those, then you should be after this podcast. Go watch all 3.
Someone should
three seasons. Watch all 3 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Then come back here and look for our Ray Santiago and our Dana De Lorenzo and our Ted Raimi interviews because we talk at length about those. Fucking, it's actually only the first 2 seasons.
And it's about time for me to do a rewatch of all 3 seasons.
Actually, I'm about to. I think I should. I was actually talking to
prior to the movie because it kind of is what happens before the movie.
Oh, I should. I think
and
right,
actually, I'd like to know what happens to the Necronomicon at the end of the series because I don't remember because it somehow goes from there to the movie.
Let me know when you do that. Maybe we could do like one of those little like book club kind of things, but with like just Ash vs. Evil Dead, where we try to like kind of stay
chat about them a little bit.
Exactly,
every like 3 or 4, have a little chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
church. Is that it? Church.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, let's get into 2022 year in review. Scott, you essentially built this entire show, built based on a lot of stuff we actually started to bring to the last episode that we didn't have time to cover. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you kind of just roll into it. I'm just gonna dive with you.
Well, I went with the good old year in review from Pornhub because it's always good for all laughs.
Yes, I love those. Yeah,
and I was very choosy because if anyone's ever gone to Pornhub's year in review, it is long. Like holy fucking shit, they share every single possible metric you could imagine.
They're very transparent with their data. Like I would actually, because I've been messing around with like Python and data analysis and data science stuff recently. I'm like, my dream job might be data scientist at Pornhub. Yeah, because they definitely have data scientists on hand.
Someone's
who's
job
just crunching this.
Someone's job where they were sweating bullets and like under pressure to fill a deadline was to like, I don't know, boss. I don't know if I can get the cream pie graph bar to match the... like there were emails going back and forth like that.
I was a little bit of an aside here, but I was feeling I had a broken tooth last weekend, and I essentially
speaking of cream pies.
Speaking of how that happened? Old
Jared gives a whirl so good it breaks teeth.
Yeah, which it shouldn't if you're giving it pretty good. Those probably shouldn't be coming in that much contact where you have to shatter my
the whole pussy doesn't go in the mouth down the throat. Deep throating's for the girl, not the guy.
Exactly, yes.
If you're straight.
Yes. So
I tried to deep throat the whole pussy. She screamed a lot.
What are you doing? Mostly,
I wonder if she'll call me back.
Kicked my teeth out. That's mostly what it was. But anyway, so I ended up laid up on the couch most of last weekend when it was New Year's, and I decided to just put on because I was going in and out of sleep. Try to just take it fucking
hardcore pornography,
gummies and shit like that. No, so I was watching. I rewatched literally the entirety of Silicon Valley,
Whoa!
And
nice.
when they have to get the intersite, which is the porn, when they're trying to like show off their compression algorithm, and they're trying to get this huge like $15 million deal for this, so they have to like take a whole library and do like a shootout or whatever. But when the opening scene of when they're at this this special conference, and you have all these people in suits sitting at tables like you would at a conference, but like the placards in front of them are like fist fucked assholes and like like gaped MILFs and all this kind of like. And it's like you're seeing these, but like these really like sophisticated businessmen, because you're like that actually is what the porn industry is like. Like there are people at the tops of the porn industry. There's a data scientist at Pornhub. Like his job,
and he's probably one of the better ones in the world.
His or her job,
or her,
yes,
or their,
yes, their job. I mean, it is the tech industry, which means going based on numbers. I think there's probably about an 88% chance it's a man, but that's I can't just assume the Pornhub data analyst is not a woman, but let's go ahead and say he. No, but yes, they.
Sure. I think it's a woman.
They have. I think he's a woman. We used to say that. Oh, Uncle Becky, Uncle Becky, the data analyst. I got off my crack problem and what my fisting addiction, and I went ahead and got myself one of them University of Arizona online degrees in data analysis, and now I'm one of them there data analysis at 2022 year in review Pornhub.
I really hope that it's someone who comes out of an elevator with a full cloak with a draped hood, and they can't tell. They don't even like take steps; they just kind of float across the floor. Like there might be a hoverboard under the cloak. There might not be. They might actually be a mystic.
Yep. Oh man, so there's a lot of good stuff going on here with this. So a lot of data needs to be crunched to give us these numbers. And you have chosen some of your favorites.
And for brevity, I'm gonna take the reins on this top one and kind of go through it fast.
Yep, go ahead.
We're Gen X, so I'm only gonna mention that for some reason, cream pie is the number one for Gen Xers. I do not know why. It's a very weird search term because it's a very specific thing. Any video where someone comes at the end technically is a cream pie video.
Well, if you come in the pussy
or the
asshole
or the throat.
There's that would be called a throat pie, actually.
Yeah, well, still, I'm just saying it's a very specifically an odd term.
I've heard. My friends told me.
As a Gen Xer, I've never once in my life searched for the porn term cream pie. Ever.
I've searched enough for both of us. Don't worry about
it. So what I'm gonna do is skip Gen X and Gen Y millennials. I would like to do a compare and contrast simply between Boomers and Gen Z, since they are the ends. The
bookends here. Yeah. So if you will, the two sides of the Eiffel Tower.
Boomers being the elderly among us. I love this. Number one, hand job.
Yep.
Number two, mature.
Yep.
Number three, babe.
Oh my god, babe. That's not even a word people use.
I know. Number four.
I would love it like babe. 0 results.
Oh, they like the Pig in the City movie.
Yeah.
Babe, Pig in the City.
No, pig fucking.
Yes. They're specifically looking for fucking
a pig in the city.
Yeah, that's our first attempt is Babe. They all try Babe first. Then it's more varied based on Pig in the City. And all right, so going down the list, vintage, small tits, pissing, anal, and casting.
Pissing, I love it. It's like accidentally went to Pornhub and it's like, how do I stop pissing my bed?
I can read this so well. Hand job because they're so old. That's probably what they expect. The best they can get. Like they like reality. Dude, mature because they're mature.
They're mature.
Babe because they're old timey.
I actually do like that. I like the fact that mature second versus like if it was 18.
Oh no, it gets darker though because we got small tits.
But
which means we are definitely looking at older people who don't want to type in.
That is 39. That is 39% who essentially realize they can't just type in that I'm a pedophile.
Uncle Becky's niece. Yes, they can't type that in and get the result they want.
Oh yeah, because Uncle Becky will weed that one right out, sanitizing this fucking data. She's not on her crack anymore. He's not on her crack anymore.
Vintage is old porn, which I'm guessing they just missed the old Bush era.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the president.
Oh, yeah. Because when they typed in Bush era porn, it was very different. They're like, you mean Bush era porn? Or Walker? Yeah. I was just like suddenly it's just 9/11 porn. You're like, what the fuck is this all about?
Pissing? I don't think they mean pissing like what other people watch. I think they mean people pissing themselves.
I was gonna say like, how do I stop pissing my bed? I think it's pretty much just like
they finish jerking off and then they type into the same search thinking it's Google.
Yeah.
Pissing problem. Can't stop pissing at night.
Get up like 6 times in the evening. Prostate too large.
Anal, I think, is just we let that one go.
I think that one's on a lot of.
And casting, I think, is just a popular. It's an older, popular kind of porn that they know exists that isn't
you
really
mean like
made
the casting couch ones?
They're
or
not
whatever,
really
right?
done anymore. It's an older thing.
Yeah.
And basically, I think that it's their last memory of the last time they looked up professional porn with plots.
Yeah, well, like 2003 when they were like only in their 50s.
And what they don't realize now is that professional porn with plots actually covers plots of everything, including mock movies, original stories. There's fucking like crazy shit out there now. They just don't know it. They're like, what was the thing? Oh yeah, casting couch.
Guardians of the Anal Galaxies.
Yeah,
the next one actually. So,
so now we compare and contrast that with Gen Z. Which is to this thing. It's saying 18 to 24-year-old users.
Okay.
Threesome, number one, which I get polygamy, polyamory, all of that's on the rise right now. So thruples.
I mean, threesome seems like it's pretty.
Fwuples? What's a foursome?
Threesome.
Quadruple.
Quapple.
Quapple. I'm in a quapple.
Fuck it. If it's a threesome, a thruple, a quapple. It sounds like it's definitely a Pokemon.
Quapple.
I got a quapple.
Quapple, I choose you. Quapple. 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 Quapple.
All right, so Quapples definitely might be the name of the episode.
I need to Google now what you call it after the show.
Yeah. So, but threesome's also in Gen Ys as well.
Next,
it's number 2 actually in Gen Ys, and I'm actually surprised it's not in the other ones because threesomes have been popular for a while.
Yep. Let's throw virtual reality number 2 because there is virtual reality porn where you put on a virtual reality headset. I've done it myself. It's stereoscopic vision, brings it together. You have a 3D view of the room. It's always from the guy's point of view, so you see these other strangers' legs, and then like a girl comes in and like usually blows you.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Cosplay, of course. Cosplay's huge, and Gen Z is the first generation to grow up with it being mainstream. Cartoon also makes sense. Animated porn went from people making stick figures to actual full-blown like animation things.
It's like 3D rendered shit.
Oh, yeah,
like
real shit.
they're the ones that I'm like, oh, I like the looks of this, and then I click on them, like, oh shit, that was a fake one. Okay.
Uncensored hentai, which makes sense because pixelating a cartoon is weird. Mm-hmm. Okay, pixelating any genitals is weird. I don't know what Japan's hang-up is, but pixelating a cartoon is extra weird.
Yes, it has something to do with the showing of the pubic hair.
They could also shave. I don't know why everyone in Japan has bushes. Everyone has 90s bushes. 70s bushes in Japan.
No, I don't know. It's not 70s, but it was probably getting closer to 90s, actually, because they're trimmed.
So they're just behind.
Actually,
no,
they're not. I think you're right. They're not at all. There's no landing strips.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, my
uncensored actual Japanese porn is a lot of hairy assholes.
So my sister, and I've always been trying.
My wife started listening to the show recently. I have a lot of things to answer when I go home today.
No! Why did you allow that to happen, Mister?
So how much uncensored Japanese porn do you watch? Well, enough to know there's hairy assholes, and then I was out. Answered it for you, wifey.
My sister and I have worked on trying to workshop some titles because men have we can always go like, hey, I'm going to go drain the snake, drain the main vein, whatever. And I said that once at my house, and when we were playing like Cards Against Humanity, our fucking brains are already in the worst possible space. And my sister was like, hey, why isn't there one of those like for women? So we figured out drain some. We're gonna go pour some clam juice is the equivalent of that. And my sister recently was talking about how now instead of like landing strips, they should start calling them clam strips, which I thought was pretty damn funny.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So any little bit of like just a little bit of that pubic hair down there, like now ladies got clam strips. Nice. Fucking disgusting and hilarious. I love it. Yes. Anyway,
right.
So clam strips better be on Gen Z's next top search for next year.
All right. This
year, I should say.
Next one makes me angry because Gen Z is trying to destroy an entire thing.
Yes.
Vertical video. No, I don't care that TikTok's popular. I don't care that other things are popular with vertical video. Vertical video is the end of humanity.
Yes.
Every video should be shot wide. I don't care who you are. You know what's annoying? Going on YouTube where the video player's wide and people shoot tall, and it's a little strip up the middle with the blurry sides.
Yes. That being, there should be some detection on YouTube side to like get that, but everybody's like, look at your screen at like anything you're watching it on. You're watching it on a wide screen.
Everything is widescreen except TikToks and Vines.
Yes. Yep.
Those are the only two things that are not. And guess what? Vine died.
And if we want to tip our hand to how old we are, we will actually we'll upload videos properly with widescreen that will actually fit on screens. Instead, people are seeing like fractions of what they have to see. And the other thing, so I will say there are probably certain like, it's too bad it couldn't be like fluid or something like that, because there are probably certain like positions in porn that would benefit from the vertical video.
Sure.
But other ones that definitely benefit from the wide video.
I would say
like a doggy style shot or like a missionary shot would definitely be a good vertical video thing, because you just need to see that because that way you get the face.
You're talking about POVs.
Yes, exactly. You get the face, the boobs. Yeah, so POV stuff like that.
I would say
but if you're doing like more cinematic stuff, or especially if you got more people involved,
all videos should be cinematic style, unless you're literally shooting from your iPhone and it needs to be done really quick. So I get a YouTube video where it's vertical, like man mugs woman on street, and they all pull out their cameras to film it rather than help her.
Yep, jerked off to that one.
I'm just saying, like, I get that iPhones are made and Androids are made to shoot vertical video.
Yes.
Cool. But when you really care about a video, you don't shoot it vertically. That's just the lazy way to do it. You flip it sideways when you care.
But I will say, one of the things that does make me feel good about this is the fact that
I'm an old man ranting about vertical.
No, but the fact that it has to be a search term to find it tells me that, not because I've ever seen anything on Pornhub,
51% of people searched for that.
Yeah, but it shows that while people might be searching for it, which actually is problematic, because I bet we're going to see an onslaught of vertical video next year. But
that's starter.
But the reason they're doing that is because most of it is not that way. Because most of the professionals doing like the community, Pornhub community, they're making actual, real, professional horizontal videos.
We're gonna do this year. We're gonna do this. Lost at Home, Empty Promise. Ready? We're gonna buy our own movie theater. We're gonna remodel it. We're gonna take those screens, the big screen at the end. We're gonna flip it vertical. Then we're gonna buy an actual movie camera. We're gonna mount it on the tripod, vertical, and we're gonna shoot an entire movies, and air them all in the cinema, vertical. You're gonna have like Terminator 9. The entire movie's vertical. And then I want Gen Zers to go in and tell me this is how we should be watching things.
Yes.
Because I would love to see Avatar 5 vertical.
Yeah.
Like, people would immediately be like, oh my fucking god, this is terrible.
You don't see the world that way.
No.
Unless you're looking through your fucking phone.
It would feel like you're looking through a fucking locked door that you're peeking through.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Your phone truncates the view of reality because you're still seeing just as high, but you're just taking the sides off.
My empty promise is hard sarcasm, basically saying that no one would go to a theater with a vertical screen. No one.
No, you're right. Yeah. And even Gen Zers will eventually realize this is not the way to go.
Yeah. After that, we get us on their Gen Z list, scissoring and roleplay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yep. So that rounds that list out. I'm just gonna go on to the next list.
Scissoring very time. It's not like lesbian. It's just going straight to scissoring.
It's crafts.
Yeah.
Scrapbooking.
Yeah. This is the one that actually overlaps with boomers, but they meant them both in different ways.
Scrapbooking. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, collage? Collage porn? Fuck it. Somebody's going to figure out how to make it.
I have two charts up next that they're kind of one chart, so we'll do this really quick. Most search for video games to jerk off to, and then most search video game characters. I'm just going to do the top five.
I would have assumed Overwatch first. Wait. Which is the one with... Because this is the one I've seen. Because I don't play any of these games.
I play all of these games.
But I know the character Jinx. I know the character Jinx because of pornography.
What's she look like again? Jinx.
I'll show you.
There's so many fucking video game characters.
Continue.
All right, the top five for most search porn video games is Fortnite, Overwatch, Genshin Impact, which actually I'm not as familiar with, Minecraft, and then Pokemon, with Cyberpunk getting a 6th place.
Okay.
Jinx. She's from Arcane.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, which is League of Legends.
Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah.
Arcana.
Yeah,
sorry. Or Arcane.
Yeah.
Arcana.
She's got like that. That's the costume.
Here, I'm walking away from my mic. Yes.
Okay.
So if
blue hair,
if you have Netflix, Arcane is in there. It's a League of Legends animated series. I think it's up for an Oscar or.
I mean, that's a terrible. That's like a knockoff costume version of it. But like
it's
there's the blue braids or whatever.
What's TV get for awards?
Huh?
What's Emmys?
Emmys, yeah.
It's up for an animated Emmy, and it's probably going to win this year. It was the best animated thing to come out in the last 12 months.
Okay.
It does not matter if you like League of Legends. I've never played 1 second of the fucking game in my entire life.
Oh, League of Legends Jinx. I see on the
there
most
you go.
searched for video game characters down way toward the bottom, but that's funny because I see so many of them.
I've never played a second of League of Legends.
Oh no, DVA
I
is actually the one I'm thinking of. Overwatch.
Diva? That's Overwatch.
Diva. Okay.
Yeah, Diva.
Diva. Yeah, that makes sense. Diva. Yeah.
But I would say if you watch Arcane, you will love it. Period. I don't care who you are or what your likes and interests are. There's a reason why it's going to win the animated Emmy this year.
Okay.
It has emotion like I've never seen in an animated thing outside of Pixar.
Must be a lot of like attractive characters in Overwatch because they dominate the video game characters in one next.
Like Black Widow, Diva.
Yeah.
Bridget.
Yeah, the reason I was
trying to think of all the female Overwatch characters.
I know why I was thinking DVAs because I was thinking DVDA, which is the name of Matt and Trey's band, which is double vaginal, double anal.
Well, while we're at it, I'm moving this right into video game characters.
Yes.
Overwatch's Diva's number one.
Yes, that's what I was
Overwatch's
actually
Widow.
Jinx I've seen, but the Diva's the one I'm actually thinking of.
Overwatch's Widowmaker is 3. Overwatch's Mercy is 5. Tracer is 6. Ruby is May is 9-ish.
It's pretty much like
basically all the Overwatch girls.
Like 30% Overwatch, 30% Fortnite, and then the rest are just like peppered in like some Resident Evil.
Minecraft Jenny mod, I do not understand.
I
don't play Minecraft.
I would love to just look and just like these people dressed in like these like complete blocks.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, is it what? Like they're jerking off to like a block girl?
Yeah, I hope so. God damn it, I hope so.
So yeah, there you go. There's our little list.
Yep.
Also, I thought it was really funny that people use their gaming consoles for porn, which makes a lot of sense since a lot of kids have access to a gaming console, which has access to the internet, which is often in their room and their parents don't know what they're doing with it.
Yeah. And also just like one hub.
Most people watch porn on PlayStation, followed by Xbox, and then PlayStation Vita and Nintendo Wii or 3DS get a very small slice.
I'm so glad to know that Nintendo has a low number because that is definitely just
more kids. Well, no, I know so many adults who have Switches.
Yeah, but like I don't think you're like I'm gonna go into my Switch and jerk off. Like I feel like I don't even think I could.
Well, you'd have to like hold the Switch unless you put it in a dock and put it on the TV. In which case. Watch it on TV anyway with your phone.
I think we've just answered why that is.
Or use your phone, which is a smaller Switch,
whereas
which isn't a game station with buttons and heft and
with your children going and playing it immediately after you and wondering where all daddy's.
Hold on, Daddy needs to clean the screen.
Yeah, oh man, another one of these goblins gooed all over it. Well, I don't want to have that happen. But yeah, PlayStation and Xbox totally makes sense because those are essentially all-in-one hubs. People watch movies. People have Netflix on that shit. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I've got this one thing. They don't have an Apple TV. They don't have a Roku. They're like, I just have my game station.
Yeah, exactly.
My game station.
The last Xbox, not the Series X, but the X or whatever. I don't know. Xbox can't name its systems. It can't name its
track
systems.
of it. It's too bad because I'm probably going to get one because not only do I want Starfield, but I also want High on Life.
I will. I know. I want it too, but I will not buy an Xbox. I'll figure out another way. Maybe it'll go to Steam eventually.
Well, I mean, within High on Life.
Is that on Steam?
No, but so I think Xbox or Microsoft has exclusive for 3 years.
Oh, okay. So I'll just wait.
No, yeah, and it'll come to PS5 in 3 years.
Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, and by then it'll probably come to it on sale. Too.
Starfield probably never will because it's Bethesda, which is owned by Microsoft. So.
Oh, they bought it.
So
no more Fallout games for PlayStation.
No, I mean, they probably yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
they peaked already. They've only put out trash since they peaked.
Yeah. I mean, they peaked with
just before New Vegas.
Yeah, but that's because
Fallout 3. That was the best one.
Yeah, because that's like literally Howard was the guy that moved from there to work on. Because he went from Skyrim to Fallout 3 to working on Starfield, which he's been working on for 6 years.
Okay.
So next thing he works on could be a new Fallout game.
As soon as he left Fallout, the games just went to shit.
Oh, no, yeah, but the second he...
What was that, Vault 87 or Fallout 87?
76, yeah. Fallout 76.
My son was so excited for that, and he got it, and he played it for a very small amount of time.
And there was one that came out...
He said it was trash.
There was one that came out... so Fallout 76 was Bethesda, but it wasn't Howard, but it was... So Fallout 3 and 4, Howard had something to do with, but then they also they did an offshoot to another company to help make, maybe even been 4, but one other one. But either way, if Howard's going to come back to that franchise, like that guy's a fucking genius. The guy made Fallout 3, helped with Fallout 4, made Starfield and Skyrim.
Yep.
Like, the guy is... my guess is the next thing... Oh, actually, no, that's probably not true, because he's working on Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever, Skyrim, the next Skyrim. So, he's probably not going to be on the next one. So, you'll be fine without that. That being said, Skyrim's probably going to be exclusive to the next... to Xbox, so...
All right.
Yeah, just getting into the weeds on the old...
Honestly, that kind of caps off the porn part, because I only picked the parts I thought were interesting, which were the generational differences and the absurdity of video game porn. So, on that note, we're going to move on to the next section, which is actually New Year's superstitions from around the world, which we've never done.
I'm excited about this. I have not actually read any of these, because I have it open. Looking forward to it.
All right. So this list of superstitions from around the world includes a few things that are pretty commonly known. I'm just going to say them and breeze past them. We'll discuss the ones that are a little weirder. Number 1, kissing at midnight. Got it. Strengthens relationships in the new year. Everyone does it. Number 2, eating herring. In Germany and Sweden, eating herring on New Year's Day is considered good luck. The delicacy can be served pickled or fresh, just as long as it's consumed by midnight on New Year's Day. Consuming 12 grapes. This food superstition, which originates in Spain, can satisfy even the pickiest of eaters. It's pretty simple, since it only involves eating 12 grapes at the stroke of midnight. The idea is that eating one piece of fruit for every month will bring plenty of luck in the new year. Number 4, carrying a suitcase. If you have empty luggage lying around, be sure to have it handy on the spot. I hate these little flourishes. I'm probably going to try to read past them as best I can in the future. Colombians... specifically, are celebrating New Year's by carrying around an empty suitcase. The gesture is designed to prepare you for new adventures. In the Philippines, cracking a door says that you are opened a door... The Philippine legend says that if you open the door just before midnight, it rids your house of the previous year and welcomes the new one.
That's cool. I like that one. That's nice.
Except we live in Vermont, we'd freeze ourselves
I would just add like another $60 just for that night in my fucking heating bill. Yep.
Throwing ice cream. In Switzerland, it's a tradition for locals to ring in the new year with ice cream, but instead of eating it, they throw it on the floor.
Wasteful.
It's supposed to bring abundance in the new year.
Oh, by just throwing shit out that you totally spent good money for? That sounds like a Haagen-Dazs fucking grift as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, actually,
Haagen-Dazs is like,
sponsored by...
Have you thought about throwing the ice cream on the floor? So then you have a good year ahead, so you buy more ice cream, see? Yes, no, Johnny Haagen-Dazs is not a part of this.
Yeah, I remember back when Colt 45 got all those people to think that dropping a couple drops
for
your homie was a big deal. Hey, nope, that's wasting alcohol, so you go buy another Colt 45.
Exactly, the whole thing was like, hey, I noticed that a lot of black people get shot in the hood. We should go ahead and make this a thing, because that way, they're always going to be pouring half a fucking 40 out for their homies.
Yep.
And there's like 20 of those guys pouring it out at the same time. So then they're going to, that is essentially us.
That's 10 new 40s.
That's 10 new 40s. Yeah, that's 400.
Telling you. It's all a ploy. It's all a ploy.
Exactly.
That and Coke, that and Coke being seeded in the ghettos. Both are real.
Well, yeah. Crack was introduced.
Crack.
That one is real.
We actually know. I just think the second one could be real too.
Every conspiracy theory that we just started could be real. Haagen-Dazs is responsible for throwing ice cream.
Yep.
And we definitely know Big Colt 45.
Big Colt 45.
Big King Cobra is fucking responsible.
They use that Billy D. Williams money.
Anyway, let's continue.
All right, lobsters. Don't eat lobster on New Year's Eve because lobsters swim backwards, which means going backwards in the new year.
But who?
I don't know who eats lobster.
First of all, you have to have that. It's so specific. Where does that mean there's some society where people are just like, we definitely eat lobster every New Year's? Dude, I was looking at fucking Shaw's the other day. It's like $57 a pound for lobster.
Yeah, the Society of Kennebunkport, Maine.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Where they eat lobster year round, and they're like, oh, it's one
lobster
year
slippers, lobster armor. The Secret Service is decked out red like a Praetorian Guard.
You know what's crazy? So we live not far from Maine, but it's about
not far.
It's almost $60 a pound for lobster right now, the market price. If you go to Maine, it's probably
$10
a pound or something.
Yeah.
You put it on a truck and you literally drive it 3 hours away, and suddenly we're I'm just saying, Big Lobster is in cahoots with Big Colt 45, Big King Cobra, and Big Haagen-Dazs.
All right, Bolivia. Choose your underwear on New Year's Eve. The color matters. If you wear red, you could find love in the new year. If you find gold, it could bring wealth.
Okay.
So a lot of gold underwear being sold in Bolivia in December.
Oh, and it says here, if you wear brown, it means you shit your pants and have to buy new underwear. Big Hanes, Big Haynes is fucking making their money.
Here you go. Keep going with this big money thing.
Yeah.
In Denmark, you break plates, glasses, and other dishware on your front porches of your closest friends and family members, not your own home.
It sounds like you just vandalize your friend's house with Pyrex. Big Pyrex.
Big Pyrex.
Yeah, it's like, technically our lifetime guarantee doesn't count when you break it on your best friend's lawn.
In Ecuador, you burned photos before midnight. That way you can
Kodak!
That way you can rid themselves of memories they don't want to bring in the New Year's. You want to burn photos of things you don't want to remember.
Yeah, oh my God, just like...
Remember that time we burned those photos of that time you got drunk and pissed in your grandma's mouth? Well, I was trying to forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to forget when you burn the photo, which was also weird.
Yeah, that's right.
And you kept it in your wallet? It was like a wallet size.
I also have like a bad memory of watching my dad burn all our family photos out front.
really makes me think you didn't love us.
Leave! For the love of God, leave me alone! You fucking bleeding me dry, Janet! You and your fucking kids! They're not even mine! Daddy? Shut up! Oh, I'm gonna get some Haagen-Dazs. Burning photos. Yeah, big Kodak.
Oh, that's a long list. Number 11, the Irish love banging loaves of bread against the wall on New Year's Eve to get rid of evil spirits.
I love the fact that their bread is so stale because they're Irish. They're
bang.
Yeah. Well, it's potato bread.
That's big drywall right there.
Yeah, big drywall mixed with big russet. The old potato bread we got there. Yeah, big, I don't know, name bread company. Insert bread company here.
Freihofers.
Big Freihoffer and big tater and taters and big drywall.
There you go. Reading an onion.
Oh, big onion.
Romanians are known for reading the skins of onions to determine the upcoming year's forecast. All they do is peel and salt the onions on New Year's Eve so they're ready to analyze by midnight.
Is it okay
Is
it okay if I just...
we got some Romanian analysts on this.
I just been going to Audible and just getting the onion audio and just doing that because I just don't have time to read an onion these days. I can instead listen to an onion on my way to work.
The onion? The site?
No, I was just thinking like Audible for onion purposes,
for New Year's onions.
Yeah, I was just thinking like if you got to read an onion, you could be able to listen to it. All right, my joke fell flat. That's fine. I'm standing behind it. It's a good joke.
It's an okay joke.
It's a great joke. Possibly the best joke the podcast has ever.
It's going to be the basis of ChatGPT's like future of stuff it does.
So actually, it is funny.
Make sure it analyzes that joke, and that's the humor it goes forward with.
Yes, each of us get to seed
one
ChatGPT with jokes to essentially build our personality.
Yeah.
Oh my! Actually, we can't do that with ChatGPT, but we definitely do it with GPT-3 because you get to train your own models.
I'll go home and find all the dead baby jokes I can find from grade school,
and I'm gonna find all the alive baby jokes I can find. Yep, that's right. You're like, I want to molest that dead baby. And I'm like, I want to molest that alive baby. And you're like, oh, these are different jokes.
ChatGPT literally calls the FBI on you.
Oh, this is a pretty smart model.
All right. In Johannesburg, South Africa, locals celebrate the new year by throwing unwanted household items like TVs, chairs, and kitchen appliances out their windows.
It sounds like a really roughshod spring cleaning. It actually sounds pretty good.
Probably just the white people there getting rid of their opulence.
Well, I mean, if it's South Africa, like
South
actually,
Africa,
Johannesburg,
actually, very white area.
Yes, but there are actually white ghettos.
Are there?
Yes. Scott's making a.
I've never heard of a white ghetto.
No, because this is one of those things where they overcorrected with because classic apartheid, where it's definitely very white, but. The ghettos are essentially extremely impoverished white people, for the most part.
Jeremiah, you make a great case for getting rid of a lot of programs in the U.S., too.
It's not the same in the U.S. South Africa's a different country. It's a very different country.
I don't know why my racist hat keeps talking, but... My hat's a puppet now.
Oh yeah. By the way,
it's
because we are an audio podcast, so nobody knows.
What's happening.
They just heard a funny voice.
I took my hat off my head, made it a hand puppet, and it's racist.
This is what Scott does to.
This is why my marriage is always on the rocks.
Yeah. Oh, would you like me to eat your pussy? No. All right, going in for seconds. Meow 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 meow.
Meows.
Yeah. It turns out your wife here, she's got wool poisoning in her pussy. What? Is it because I ate her out with my hat? It's definitely because you did that.
In the doctor's office, you literally have to take off the hat and do the voice and the puppet.
It's because of that. Yeah, that's right. Oh my god, then you just get tore away with fucking like straitjacket arms. I can't even talk with my hands anymore.
All right.
Anyway.
Eating long noodles. China, Japan, and other Asian countries incorporate long noodles into their New Year's Day
sound
dishes.
like a white person just went to their country and they're like, look at these people eating these long noodles. Like, this is just what we do. This is what we do every day. And this is a New Year. It must be a New Year's tradition over here.
Not a single one is Lady and the Tramping it.
They're eating the long noodles without Lady and Tramping the noodles. Could it be because they've been declined the amazing Lady and the Tramp? Or maybe it's just because these people eat noodles all the time. So either way, it's racist. Moving on.
Brazil, wear white. It wards off evil spirits.
That sounds fine.
Making
Sounds
cornbread.
like big white.
Big white. Southern United States.
Also known as the Republican Party of the United States. That's right. Folks, we're not a political podcast, but I will be here all night. Oh, that's right. Until I eat your fucking dick. Oh, shit. There he goes.
I didn't. My hat's on my head. I don't
know.
I think you.
And I still made the hand gesture.
I think, yep.
That's so weird.
Like, I'm not even doing it.
I just appropriated your hat character without your hat.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
In the south of the United States,
Please.
cornbread is a staple, but on New Year's Day, they make cornbread because it resembles gold, and then they put corn kernels in the batter to resemble golden nuggets.
That might actually be the best one on this list of, like, kind of legit cool sounding ones that I don't have a joke about.
And then New Year's Day in New York, babies. New Year's baby.
Banging a New Year's baby.
People dress up as babies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then they get banged.
I misread that. Being a New Year's baby.
They dress up as babies on New Year and then get banged by pedophiles who are closeted, but they look at you in like a cool costume.
Yeah. Hey, I like your cosplay. As a baby? Yeah, would you like to put something other than that pacifier in your mouth? I'll pacify your gums. That's what I'll do. Because
for our second date, could you cosplay as my nephew?
Yeah. And by that I mean,
is he a famous comic character? Yeah, he's a
Sure.
boy.
Yeah.
Boy man.
yeah, super tight ass. Yeah, super twink. You want to dress up as super twink for our next date? Why do I talk like this?
I don't know. We gotta get that rolling.
I just assumed that, like, apparently pedophiles talk like they're teenage boys because they've never mentally graduated.
Sorry, sir. I dropped my dick in your asshole. Let me pull it out. Ow! Ow!
Oh, it keeps going back in.
Oh, sorry, sir. Let me go get my manager.
You got a real tight one, don't you? Oh boy, you've been kegling your old butt. That's right,
Kegling your butt.
butt kegels, butt kegels, butt kegels, butt kegels. I don't know. That's just a rap I was gonna start, but that's fine. I think we're getting close to the end of the fucking show.
Yeah, I got a Christmas roundup web dropping here about
some kind of headline style things.
Well, about eating Christmas trees.
Yeah, let's.
Apparently, if you take a pine tree, you can chop up the needles and boil them and brew a tea that's high in vitamin C. You can also rip the bark off of a pine tree, and inside of it, the softer part of the bark before like you get to the harder outer part of the bark is like pulpy. It's like coconut, and apparently you can eat that. Variety of ways.
Okay.
And it's
as a chef, could you name me your like?
No, I wouldn't eat any of this shit.
But
I might make the tea.
If I were to come into your restaurant and I would be like, "Hello, I'm Richie Richington III, and I have a lot of money, and I would like you." Even though you don't own a restaurant right now, I would like you...
Right now.
Hello, Scott. I just walked into your house. I would like you to cook me some of this fucking pine pulp. What do you think would pair with that pine pulp?
I don't know, but I wouldn't use the pine pulp. I would actually use the needles because they're spicy when eaten. When cooked, they
just
become
don't
spicy.
reuse the needles. That's how you get AIDS.
I would. Ooh.
That's right. AIDS jokes.
I don't know how to follow
2023, everybody. AIDS.
In all
jokes.
seriousness, I would make a spice blend and do a dry rub wing, and I would very much pulverize into basically powdered version of the pine needles.
I think so.
And I would sprinkle that on with just some thyme and some black pepper.
Get some other thing. Yeah, okay.
Probably a little Guinness, a little barbecue.
So you essentially like make it into a spice.
Yeah, I would make it a spice. I would make it into
and
a company barbecue.
and then coat something with that.
So a grilled barbecue wing with a little pine needle powder mixed in would add a little bit of a piney taste, and it would add a little earthy taste, and it would add a little spice.
Nice. See, on the spot, right there.
I think I could pull that off.
Okay, I like it. I'm glad that you did very well under pressure there.
As far as the meat goes, they say it's coconutty, and I don't know if I'd want to work with it in any capacity because coconut's coconut. And I'd just work with that.
So I just noticed
and there's also the way where you take the wood and you put it in the oven and you blacken the wood, and then you shave off the black part, which is basically ash.
Yeah.
And then you put the ash in food, and it makes it taste piney.
Cool, I like that.
You literally are supposed to put the ash like in a salt shaker and shake it into your recipes, and it makes it taste.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
But it has to be blackened first in your own.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the pine flavor.
You don't burn the wood. You put it in your oven and you bake it till it turns black.
Yeah. Baking wood.
Yeah. Wow, imagine the electricity on that just to get a black piece of wood that didn't heat your house.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything.
You mean charcoal? It's not fucking charcoal.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like it's a waste. It's a waste.
So just like I'm just gonna put it in the Instapot. just put a big chunk of wood in the Instapot. Then it comes to your house. Like, what
just a log.
What the fuck is that? It's sticking out the top. And there's another 6 hours.
Put it in the air fryer later.
Air fryer later. That's right.
Yeah, we gotta keep coining
the term. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Next story. There's a small town. There's a ghost town that used to be a gold and silver mining town in California, and it's changed hands a lot of times. Most recently, it was owned by a bank. Before that, it was going to be a weed town where they grew weed, had weed-related stores, bed and breakfast that did weed, a bar that had weed-infused drinks. It was going to be Weed Town, America.
Weed Town, yeah.
That fell through, got bought by an oil company, and then it just got bought by a Las Vegas entertainers group that does weird-ass shows that are drug-related and crazy and weird, circusy.
You had me at drug-related and weird.
They have like an opium show, shit like that. It's
weird.
My
God, yeah. I remember watching that classic on PBS with the public access. The Opium Show, starring old Naughty McGoo, and he's just nodding off that whole. He's sleeping there. He left his fucking log in the Instapot. Little dude. There's a fire behind you, Naughty! Naughty burned to death on public access. Yeah.
The town's going to become a circus town where they basically learn how to do and develop their new acts to bring to Las Vegas. And tourists can come to the town and see them practice, perform, live. There'll be attractions. They said they are welcoming a small amount of tourists at a time.
Okay.
The town is just being built now up from what it was.
I like that.
It was a ghost town.
Yeah.
But basically, you're going to have Circus Town, USA, where you can drive through, park, go to the bar, clown gives you a drink, waitress is a clown.
Classic.
Trapeze artist throws your mott sticks in your mouth from a trapeze.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking of my dream clown bar.
Yeah. You've been thinking about your dream clown bar for a long time. Oh, I've seen the pictures on your wall.
You've seen the volumes? The volumes of
dream clown clown bar architect. Like, and just, oh my God, you've got like a CAD program open. Be like, well, if I really need to do it, well, in order for that trapeze artist to get it right in somebody's mouth, they got to make sure to shoot it at a 62-degree fucking angle.
Well, the trapeze artist should never leave the trapeze, so they got to go from the backroom fryer up over a staging wall, down into the dining room.
So they're going to be trapezing over top of a fry later.
It's hot
oil. Get it? And hopefully
and then over the wall, and then down to you.
Hopefully nothing snaps at the wrong moment, and you just have a fucking fried trapeze artist.
That's all you hear from the kitchen. They're like,
"Where are my mott sticks?" Oh, we're running a little behind on the mott sticks. 86 mott sticks. Somebody get the fuck out of there. Oh God. So we got some things to work on with your dream track.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a good idea, it would have been one notebook.
Yeah, there's revision 2.
There's like
too many dead trapeze
20
artists.
years of revision.
Yeah. The trapeze artist version 1.2.2. You're like, oh yeah, our model showed that we're going to lose at least 16 trapeze artists a year via fry later.
You got to use the Spider-Man robot trapeze artist.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they perfected him, except I think he broke in 2022 and like literally slammed into a wall and became like bits of robot Spider-Man.
Yeah, which is actually closer, which is way closer to the actual the Spider-Man Broadway musical that did not.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds way more like it. Yeah. So
Now, the robot at one point did fuck up. It, like, missed its landing or something and blew up. Or
Also, but if you lose one trapeze artist over the course of 10 years, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Nobody wants them anyway. Anyway.
Woman arrested for selling body parts. This is funny because it's not funny. But in the U.S., there are laws against selling organs because they need to be donated. Cut and dry. Mm-hmm. But body parts aren't organs.
I want to sell a little kitty jerky.
But body parts aren't organs, so that law doesn't apply.
So not organ. You mean body parts like a hand?
If someone takes a foot and sells it, it's not technically illegal.
Unless you say, like, the epidermis itself or whatever.
No one is yet.
So,
basically, this woman who worked in a morgue
had
a side business where she sold spines and feet and hands and shit.
And actually spines, like, you can't even argue that because that's definitely not an organ.
Yeah. So she sold body parts that technically don't
fall
hand,
under
you
could
the
say
law.
Like the skin is an organ.
She is going to jail anyway. They're working it out. Basically, it's considered theft one way or another.
Yeah.
Or a sale off of someone's body, which could actually be prostitution. She could be a pimp. She's forcing that body to do things it doesn't want to do.
Oh, like a corpse trafficker? Yeah.
Corpse trafficker, yep.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a new gray area, and people are trying to wrap their brains around it because
imagine the money in that.
Their brains are...
Oh, good for you. But imagine the money, but like one corpse, you can fucking essentially pimp out to like 7 people. Like, you want a hand job over here? You get 2 hand jobs.
You
get a mouth.
She's not selling them for sex. She's selling them to people.
Oh, I know. But I'm just going off of what you just said about like trafficking. So
my thought process in this was I read the whole story.
It sounds like she's not a bad person.
I got sympathetic towards her because
I don't think she's had none of this is bad.
All bodies should be harvested for all things.
Yes,
if they can help other people.
Yes.
Like, if you write, no, I don't want to give up my heart, and you have a perfectly good heart, and someone's dying a mile away.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think you should lose all connections, like all rights to your body. They should not be yours. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, and actually, I will say, okay, fine. If you want to have it that way, if you are not an organ donor, then you are a selfish piece of fucking shit. You should have to pay
not to be an organ donor.
Yes, exactly. Yes, like a lot of money to essentially, because I'm like, what are you doing with it? Like,
tax.
like how? Yeah, I was just gonna use the word selfish because, dude, even if you believe in the afterlife and stuff like that, like you don't need to be. I mean, there are some religions that might be like you have to be holding the ground, blah blah blah. But for the most part, a lot of the Christianity, like they don't require you can.
I feel the same way. Like, selfish tax, if you don't give up your organs, you should have a tax box on your taxes every year that you check if you don't vote, that takes some of your tax money.
Yes,
if you don't vote and you can't prove that you voted, they should take like $500 out of your taxes that you would get back. If you're someone who receives money back, take some money back.
It's like an inverse voting tax. Instead of a voting tax, essentially a voting credit. Actually, maybe instead of that.
Oh, yeah. Check the box. You get $500 for voting.
Actually, how about that? Because that way people couldn't be like, we're taking money from you.
Trumpers money.
That's fine. If you're voting, that's fine.
I guess.
Because otherwise you're saying you're saving them $500 by them voting. It's the same thing. But instead of... that way, you can keep them from getting so angry where they're like, oh, you're essentially taxing us for not voting. You say, no, we're giving you incentive to vote by giving you $500. Exactly the same.
Hot takes.
Same tax.
Hot takes. We got the organs. We got the voting. I think you should not be put on life support for any injury you incur bodily, no matter how it's done, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame. Just don't. No life support for you. You have to carry a card with you that shows you've seen it. They give it to you at the theater, or when you watch the movie online, they mail it to you.
Oh, that movie that's...
Yep.
Important to society.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, they will not put you on a respirator.
Avengers Endgame, a fucking absolutely useless fucking movie.
This is a pre-discussion from the show thing.
A useless fucking movie as far as humanity is concerned is now your testament to that. Not Godfather.
No, it's way better than Godfather.
I mean, it might be better than Godfather, but definitely.
I was waiting for you to catch that.
That might be the end of our show. That might be. I think we're.
You've never seen Godfather.
Okay. I'll give you this just to make sure I don't fall into that. You and I will do a double viewing because I do want to eventually watch them. I've not seen Infinity Game or End War.
I love it.
So
after we watch those, we'll watch Godfather.
Yeah, we'll watch Godfather and Godfather 3.
I actually want to make a movie just called Godfather 2.
Godfather
without
2.
A 1 or a 3.
No 1 or 3.
And just see if you can trick people.
Yeah, Godfather. Yeah.
It's also a mafia movie, but has nothing to do with the original.
Yeah,
Nothing.
exactly. Yeah. Oh my god.
A horse finds a human head in its bed.
Exactly.
That might be
yeah.
the closest we get. It's a BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Sequel.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I like it, and I think that's
That does it.
I think we're good on that. All
that
right.
does it.
We had some good laughs. We hope you appreciate what we're doing, and we're gonna have some fun with
Thank you
this
for
new
not
year
canceling us
with
last
AI
year.
and GPT and all this kind of stuff. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this this year. So stick with us.
Don't cancel
And
us in 2023. You didn't do it in
didn't
2022.
do
Why
it?
start
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. Why start now? Stick with us and get lost.
Get lost.